Well, the particular food I quite like, I like Nigerian food, and I must admit that I crave for it a lot and I cook it a lot in Scotland. I also like Western food. I'm somebody who generally like food. I eat. I'll be honest. I like to try every country, but I particularly like some dishes in Nigerian culture. I wish I could eat more from other areas, but some of them I don't know how to cook, but I enjoy it when they cook it. I like the goosey soup. I like this. We call it stew, but it's not like your stew where you put your meat and make it brown it and all that with flour. It's with tomato base, you know, almost like making equivalent of like the pasta sauce, but without the minced meat, but using boiled meat, and then putting spicy peppers in it. And for me, you eat it with rice. You can eat it with yams. It's excellent. And then we have the other one that comes with we call it ogbono, and it's a draw soup, almost slimy like the lady finger, which is okra. You know, so but a lot of Europeans can't stand it. My husband took him a long time before he could even taste it, but obviously doesn't like the smell when it's being cooked. But for me, it reminds me of home, and I really enjoy digging into it with pounded yam. We have cassava, you know, we have plantains, moi moi beans, and we have quite a selection of all this lovely food. But from the let's say the outside they have what they call suya, which is like barbecue beef, and they use it with ground rice, and then they have what they call tuo from the northern part of the country, and it's excellent. You know, really nice. You know, the barbecued beef and barbecued lamb, or even barbecued. I think they even barbecue the rice sometimes if you don't want to eat fish. They put the rice cake on the barbecue. Very very tasty. And then from even the fishing area, they have some fisherman stew with all the different periwinkles and calamari prawns. They have huge prawns, you know, really tasty. So I like that. And the Igbo soups, you know, the that's Igbo will be the eastern part of Nigeria. They have that one they call ugu, which now was that leaf that the doctor asked me to blend and drink the water that help bring that. But they have it as they eat it a lot with their food, you know, and their okazi soup, white soup, and I like the spices, you know, and some of the spices, are some of the like your nutmeg, you know, a lot of the spices that we put in, some of them are similar smelling to the nutmeg. So I'm sure they're from the same family: nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice. So they use it to cook a stew, but quite delicious. So I absolutely love our food, and I don't think I'll survive without eating it. That's one thing I miss a lot. So I do still cook it, and I teach my children to eat it. But obviously, these ones find spices a little bit too spicy, so they are not touching. So I'm keeping the hot bit out of it. So when I cook it, I separate the food a bit. I water down my husband's own so it's not as spicy as what I like. And then the children's own, I then before I put the more spice, I would take theirs out just to. But it's gentle introduction, but they are mostly eating Western food. I must admit, to my own shame, I should give them more Nigerian food. But because of time, I tend to just cook a huge pot of hot stew, and I say that's not for you. This other Western soup is for you, you know. So, but if I had the time, I should actually cook Nigerian food without pepper and cook mine with pepper, you know, and all that stuff, you know. But it's actually been, you know, I love our food and drink. We have what they call palm wine, made from you know, palm leaves. You see the palm leaves, so they tap it from a species of, so it's quite nice, and they can also blend that palm wine by boiling it again and distilling it, and it becomes ogogoro, or something that's like gin. So if it's well done, it tastes exactly like gin. Really tasty, and you can mix it with tonic, or you can, but normally we use that for ancestral prayers, or when we want to dance or want to get intoxicated, you know, we have that. And the other very important symbol in our culture is the kola nut, as you know, for prayers, for respect, for this. And also it has, I believe it has caffeine, isn't it? Because my mom was addicted to it. I know that she liked the cola nut a lot, and she would go, "Oh, I have to have my cola fix," and but it tints their teeth. One thing, yeah, if you, especially the northern cola, not the southern one, but it has a high concentration. So she will mix the northern cola from the northern part of Nigeria, which has high concentration of caffeine, to our own cola. But she goes, "I need the fix. I need the fix. I need to get my cola nut." But she liked that cola nut. But we used it for respect. But they also have in the kola nut, if the kola nut is three, when you open it, it's three pieces. You can't give it as a gift. You can't use it for prayers. A three-mounted kola nut is given back to who's giving it to you. Even some of them, if you did it by mistake, they'll forgive you. But if not, they see it as an insult. That the owner, if you get a three-mounted kola nut, you're supposed to eat it on your own. You're not supposed to share it. So it's on four that you use for our own ceremony. But the northern people don't have three. Theirs is only two. It opens into two, the caffeine one. They also use it for their own prayers, but they don't have the hang-ups about it being three, like in my own culture. That if it's three you use for sacrifices too. If you want to take something from somebody, they will tell you to go and give that away. That this is mine. Or you are fighting somebody for something and you believe it's yours. You will say this is mine. So you use that to give to the gods in those days, so that you keep, so that it's your thing. So, but you don't give it out. So they even have some numbers of which I have to research more now. I have to call the village to ask them. Even in the numbers of yams, even during marriages, you can't give the wrong amount of yams. There are some numbers that are unlucky. So you can't give, I don't know if it's number 4 or 5, and that's unlucky. That you can never, you have to be, they will tell you to take the gift back. So you have to make sure you count the numbers that are the lucky numbers, and those are, I know number 7 is lucky, 14 is lucky, 9 is lucky, 5 is lucky, 3 is lucky. So that's how it goes. Some other numbers, they will not, they believe that superstitiously that is bad luck. Most ingredients we can get, but a lot of it, sometimes if you have somebody coming from home and it's a specialist ingredient, you'll ask them to bring, like my sister brought a lot of specialist ingredient for me. So I now obviously kept it in the freezer in a special box and use it very sparingly so that it can last me for a long time. But you have the African shop. They have one in Sakihor Street, particularly on Savoy Center. She sells some good selection of food crosswise in Africa, and I noticed next to her there's an Eritrean or Moroccan also selling the northern type ingredients. So I think they said there's one in Mary Hill also that does the African shop in Mary Hill, but I've not been to that one. But I used the one in Sakihor Street, the one in Aberdeen. There's one off Union Street in Aberdeen, which I feel that she has actually a good selection of, they call stockfish. Funny enough, stockfish came from Norway. They brought it to Nigeria, especially the eastern part of Nigeria called the Igbo area, and they got hooked on it. Now the rest of us are now hooked on it. So if we cook, there are certain, not stew, there are certain things you don't put certain ingredients into. But if you cook like some of this traditional food like ogbono, with stockfish, but the smell of it, I'm sorry, this dried stockfish, if you buy the whole house, takes about days and days to air it out, but for me, I feel it's delicious. So when you're cooking it in the winter, you open your windows and you're freezing and you're going, oh, what the heck? I shouldn't be doing this. I should leave this behind. But still, my husband was quite happy last time that I said in Aberdeen we'll stop by, and we didn't have enough time to stop by. He was so grateful that, thank God, this smelly stuff all over the can really does have this very pungent smell. But it's from Norway, and I don't know how we got hooked on it. Just maybe like the coral bead, it's probably from the Saudis or somewhere like that, and we got hooked on it. It's not a tradition, but I think that's how tradition evolve. Just you interchange or merge culture, and it becomes your culture, and you carry it on.